Hello and welcome to Dean Park Station. This is the November 2018 update. I've been doing quite a bit on the layout this month, as well as adding some new locomotives and rolling stock to the layout. Hope you enjoy the video. Any questions, please, as always, do get in touch. Cheers! For those who have been watching my videos in the last few weeks, I did a video on how to do easy ground cover using Postcrete, and it was focused on the actual building site area. Detailing has continued on this building site. I'm now at a stage where I think I can say it's finished. I'll take you through each individual part of it. Some might be repetition from our previous video, but it's all kind of come together with all the fine detail added. Okay, first off, the porter cabin. I said before that they were night wing kits. They're now in place and wired into the layout, in position, and I've given them a weathering. You can probably see some streaking. Look at this, and some streaking round about the down fixings there, and some just streaking down the sides, basically general muck that's been washed with the rain. Subtle using the Humber weathering powders, sealed in place using a matte varnish. Before I sealed it in place with the matte varnish, I masked off the windows so I didn't haze the glazing, so that's a bit of a tip there. The step ladder going, or the steps going up to the second level, have been weathered as well using some earth and black weathering powders, again sealed in place. The interior is fully lit and functioning and detailed as well. You'll see the blue portaloo there, that's a Bachmann Scene Craft. Again, I've given it a weathering. Just lift it up. Just a kind of toning down. You'll see maybe in the recesses some of the, and on the roof, there where the camera's picking that up. Just to kind of give it a on-site look, like it's not just been planted there from new. It's been taken from one site to the next perhaps, or it's been in the particular position on this site for quite some time. I've also got some base toys curbstones. I've just glued two of these pallets together, and they're sitting on the building site awaiting obviously the roads and curbs to be put in for the pavement. You've seen all the details from Scale Model Scenery in a previous update. I'll put a link in for a couple of these products at the bottom so you can directly go to them and have a browse, and all the stuff that I've done in the previous videos on Scale Model Scenery. More details are in those videos. I've got an old drum barrel from a cement mixer that I've weathered and rusted up, and obviously I've got my forklift truck, again that's been weathered. I applied a matte varnish first because it was very glossy. Applied a matte varnish first and then went over it with weathering powders into the recesses on the grid at the top there. Just take the toy-like plastic sheen off it, and then I sealed it in again with a very, very light misting of acrylic varnish. This dumper truck, which I've shown you previously, has now got a load in it of real sand. That there is real sand as well, and I acquired that and used it, so it's darker than, for example, beach sand or the sand you might find in a sandpit for a child. It's not as golden, again, because builder's sand isn't golden. You find golden sand in a golf bunker, you won't find golden sand in a building site. Just looking at the first house here, you've got all the detail added here as well with scaffold. You've got a little cameo. There's several little cameos on this scene. You've got a kind of foreman giving a bit of a talking to the workmen there, pointing to this generator on the ground, thinking, as if to say why you left that line there overnight. You've got people on the actual scaffold, high-vis base to the left there with an access ladder to the ground. You've got a guy there hammering the roof trusses, some wood there for him to drag up. You've got a couple of loose planks put on there, obviously for other use for the other trusses. So there's wee bits and pieces added on. These are just Scale Model Scenery scaffolding wood. Looking at the other side of the two-storey house, you have the cement mixer, which I've shown you in a previous update. Workers again, one waiting, mixing with leaning on his shovel. You've got a small green wheelbarrow there. You've got the aggregate bags, and I've even got a small spade leaning against one of the aggregate bags. I don't know if you can see just the handle poking up there. Again, another wee diesel generator at the door of the property there. And a chap up on the roof inspecting the work that's being done. Spinning around to here, you'll see the JCBs in action digging a trench with the worker looking on. And if I take it round the back of there, you'll see a guy with a pickaxe just clearing out the trench, obviously for drainage and for pipes to go in. Okay, and you'll notice on the right hand side of the trench, piled up earth, that's what the JCB has dug out and dumped. And the guy is just, as I say, clearing it up ready for pipe work to be laid. Having a look at the last property on the scene, another bungalow. We've got some scale model scenery ladders there, we've got a workman with a cup of tea walking around, and we've got some more equipment lying around here, including insulation board, planks and an empty pallet. These two bits, there's two mounds of earth there, obviously been maybe excavated for the foundations, just left to lie there for removal at some point. And it's all been tied in with some scenic material around the perimeter to blend it in with the back scenes and make it more lifelike. And there again, you've got the scale model scenery chain link security fencing. You may have noticed from my building site scene that I had signage which overlooked the road and the rail for passengers and drivers to see as they went past, giving information on what is being built. It's Dean Park Estate, new 2, 3 and 4 bedroom homes, call 031 27 37 47, and it says new show home opening soon, and that's by Britannia Homes, and it says building the best of British, and it's got Britannia there with our Union Jack on the shield. The number is an old Edinburgh based number, 031, and I've just used 27, 37, 47, 3 classes of locomotive basically that I've got on the layout. Google imaged, cropped houses, did some research on building site, home estates signage, and all I did was I cut it out, or printed it, cut out some, I think it was 1.5mm thick plastic card, and there's brass legs there that I've glued on. I've primed it all up and sprayed it grey, and that just gets put in the layout. Just add these wee bits of details to give it some locality. Obviously 031 is around about the Edinburgh area, which is kind of the basis for my station as well. One last little bit of information on the building site is the last mast of the cross span there, the head span. That was the same width as the rest of them, but that would have resulted in it going into the building site area, which obviously wouldn't be allowed if you're having houses with overhead mast in your back garden. So I reduced the width of the last one to take it onto the railway side of this chain link fencing. Just disconnected the right hand mast carefully, trimmed the wires, put it back together, glued it, and placed it on the layout. can see, it's been a busy month at Dean Park, but last week I took a bit of a break from the attic to go down to the Worley National Model Railway exhibition at the NEC in Birmingham. As you know, I've been working closely with the Worley Club throughout 2018 to have a couple of competitions, such as winning tickets for the show and the Worley Wagon competition, which was earlier in the year. So they invited me down to see the exhibition for the first time, and I wasn't disappointed. I'd like to thank all the Worley team, and in particular Andy Hudson, for all his efforts and making me feel so welcome when I was there. It really was a great show, and I'll definitely be back, if not next year, certainly the year after. I'm going to try and make it a regular occurrence on my calendar. Going to a show, you always have a budget in mind, but inevitably when you get there, the budget goes out the window and you buy more things than you actually were looking for in the first place. That happened to me again this year. I'll go through some of the little bargains that I picked up and some of the not so little bargains that I put my hands on. Right, first off, we've got some scale model scenery stuff here. I picked up this twin axle trailer, and it's actually a 3D printed trailer. Not out of the packet yet, so I'm going to take it out now and have a wee look at it. I have to say, when I saw this on their stand, it was so well detailed. You can probably see the tread pattern on the base there. It all comes obviously pre-built for you. I could do with a bit of weathering, but that's not a problem, and that will look good on any layout, including my building site. So, wee bit of cleaning up, bit of weathering, done. Really great little product there. That's one of their new ones. Another launch product for the Worley show was these locomotive access ladders. You get them long and short depending on what access you've got to your loco. For example, this one is from the ground to the ceiling or the top roof of the loco, whereas you get a shorter one that can be used from a platform onto the roof of the loco. And again, they're all laser cut and they require assembly and painting. But I've seen these made up, and I'll show you a couple of stills after this clip of these actually assembled and positioned in place on a loco. Third one I got was a little novelty buy. I got bonfire with flickering lights, and I saw this on display lit up, and I thought that was quite cool, so it gave the impression of a little bonfire there. Just put it into a 12 volt DC supply. Don't know where I have it yet, probably on a work site or possibly some form of rough ground. I was very proud to be made an honorary member of the Worley Model Railway Club. Thanks again to all the guys at the Worley team, and in particular Andy, who presented me with this badge. It was one of the highlights of my weekend. Totally left me speechless, and I'm so proud to have been given this honour. So thanks again. A couple of things I picked up just before I went to the show. A couple of wagons here. First of all, I've got the nuclear flask wagon. I picked this up off a friend of mine. Good price. I've not been at the box yet. I'll get it on the layout after I've finished talking here. And to go with it, I've got a barrier wagon that went with that particular type of nuclear flask wagon. So that's what I picked up. I picked up a couple of these actually from the Rails Sheffield eBay site, 15 quid a go, so I thought that was quite a good deal. New, unused. So. Another thing I picked up got from my friend Mike, is this English Electric cast plate from a Class 40. At the show I actually picked up a sound decoder and speaker for the Class 40 I've got on my layout. It'll be getting fitted shortly and I'll appear in a future video. But that was a really nice bit of railway memorabilia there, especially because I've obviously got a Class 40 from English Electric on the layout, so thanks for that, Mike. A new addition to the local fleet at Dean Park is this Class 47, number 47641. This originally began life as 47436 before I sent it to Alex Carpenter of ABC Workshops to be reworked into this Fife region loco, and he's fitted all the buffer beam detail, including Helgen Class 47 Plums, which look a hell of a lot better than the standard Bachmann ones. The Helgen ploughs actually allow you to fit the buffer beam detail. If you fit the Bachmann ploughs, it kind of negates the fitting of any of the pipes. He's given a subtle weathering as requested, and even that is absolutely fantastic. I'll get down closer to the loco and let you see it and other things that he's done to it, but it really is a beautiful job that he's done. I have not seen a better renumber. So that's Alex Carpenter from ABC Workshops, and you can visit his website. It's www.abcworkshops.co.uk. Let's just quickly look at the number one end of the loco where Alex has fitted all the detail for me. As I said in my last clip, these are Helgen snow ploughs. I picked them up on eBay. You get a 2 in a pack. He's also fitted all the Bachmann pipe work. And this loco originally had a blanked over head code, but it wasn't domino. And Alex has expertly painted that black surround around the marker lights. I have no idea how he's done it. It certainly doesn't look like it's been hand brushed. It looks like it's maybe been airbrushed, but it's such a crisp edge on it, and to get it round the white marker lights with no bleeding or haze is a mystery to me. He's absolutely a cracking job on that. You would not know that that was not factory built. Slight weathering around the ploughs, buffer beam and on the bogies. He's fitted all the detail even on the bogies as well. The brake actuators at the back of the bogies have been fitted. It has got a weathered finish on the roof. I don't know if the camera's picking up too well here under the fluorescent tubes, but it has been weathered on the roof, which I'll show you in a moment. Looking at the side of the loco, you can see that it's been obviously renumbered to 641. I can't tell that it is a renumber. Again, it looks like a factory finish. The beautiful satin finish that he's put on it is so level and consistent. I really am blown away with the level of quality of this job. The etched plates have been fitted, and the Eastleigh Scotty Dog has been put on as well. This one shows the correct tanks for 641. The battery box is underneath, so he's even managed to make it authentic, because the original loco that I gave him, 436, had the tanks under and different arrangement around the battery boxes in between the bogies. And finally, looking at the roof, you can see the smuts and soot around the exhaust port there, and the hatches in the roof. He's given it a grimed in look, especially in the recesses. It's subtly done. It looks like it's been through the wash relatively recently, but has got some worked in grime as well. If you've watched one of my earlier videos, this is not the first loco that I've had in conjunction with Alex. He was the chap who was instrumental in 37114 Dunrobin Castle as part of the Mickleover Model Railway Group fundraising activities. There are still some of these locos left, so if you want to head over to the Mickleover Model Railway Group, then you will be able to place an order for one of these beauties. Just like to give a quick shout out to Mike and his son Matthew. Mike's the builder of Hope Park Junction, a layout I'm sure you will see a lot more of on YouTube in the years to come. I attended the Warley show with both of them, and it was a really good weekend, so thanks very much to you two guys for your company. Some images of Hope Park Junction will be attached in with this video as well, so you can see 47641 leaving Hope Park and emerging at Dean Park. I'd just like to do a collective shout out to all the people I met at Worley. First of all, to Dave and Richard for their filming skills and interviewing skills, who were working for the Worley channel to bring us an insight into the show. That was really good to see that. I really enjoyed speaking to you both and being interviewed by Richard Watson from New Junction, who could have moaned on for hours. Also really enjoyed meeting established YouTubers, Gary from Cheeky Tech and Richard from Everard Junction. I've been in touch with Richard over the years and it was finally nice to meet him in person. I'd also like to thank everyone else who came up and gave me positive feedback and best wishes for the work that I do on my layout. It was really nice to meet every single one of you, and especially to have a chat with some of you as well, just to see what you've been up to on your own layout. So if you ever see me at a show again, please stop and say hello, and let me know what you were doing on your layouts as well, because I really am interested in that, as well as what I do here at Dean Park. In the next month I'll be turning my attention to the embankment area between the raised board and the main baseboard there, and it goes all the way around towards the S&T facility. And you can see the step retaining wall there will be built into the embankment. I'll be using my Cellutex foam and plaster cloth to build up the main structure, and then my usual static grass and scenic techniques to build up a wild embankment area. The area at the top where the bare plywood is just now, that will become industrial estates, maybe a post office depot, etc. I'm not sure yet, but I'll just, as I say, finish the embankment and I'll move on and let my imagination come up with ideas for that area over the coming months. I've got a shout out this month, and it's for UK D&E. He was formerly known as Cliffjumper24, but his channel has now been changed to UK D&E. Very helpful chap, always willing to give advice and information on particular locos, time periods of which their livery were changing, and also he's got a good knowledge on rolling stock as well. So head over to his channel and check it out. In the past I've been asked to recommend any books that I like to read. I'm not really a book reader, but I picked this 125 The Enduring Icon up at Worley, and it's a mixture of photographs right the way through the HST's career, with interesting snippets along the way as to the story of the HST, from obviously the very beginning through sectorisation, privatisation. So I would recommend this book. It also, the funds go towards, if you buy it from the 125 Group website, the funds go towards the preservation of the 125, and obviously as time progresses the icon is removed from service and they're looking to preserve and restore a full working production HST. So I say the funds will go to a good cause if you choose to buy this book, and you'll find it at the 125 Group's website. Well, that's it for the November update. Hope you enjoyed it and got something from it. Hopefully progress on the embankment area will continue in December, and I'll have some progress to show you next month. In the meantime, why not check out some of my other videos and enjoy your modelling. Cheers just now. I hope you've enjoyed that video. If you have, why not check out one of my earlier videos? Or if you'd like something from the Network South East region, click on Richard from Junction. The links are on the screen.